Hello dear students, in today's class we are going to derive the relation between focal length and radius of curvature of spherical mirror. So, relation between focal length and radius of curvature. Focal length can be represented by small f and radius of curvature can be represented by capital R. So, relation between focal length and radius of curvature of a spherical mirror. So, what is the relation between focal length and radius of curvature? That is f is equal to r by 2, means focal length is half of radius of curvature. That we have to prove. So, what we have to prove here? F is equal to r by 2. So, let us draw the ray diagram. Consider a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror. What is concave mirror? It is a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface towards the center of curvature. It is reflecting surface and this shaded surface is silvered surface. Now there is center of curvature. This center of curvature can be represented by C and it is pole of the spherical mirror, that can be represented by P. The line passing through the C and P is called principal axis. This is principal axis. Now, this is focus. Always the focus exactly lies at the middle of C and P. Okay. Now, the distance of C from P is radius of curvature. The distance of C from P, that is radius of curvature. The distance of center of curvature from the pole of the mirror is called radius of curvature, and the distance of f from P, that is focal length. Focal length can be represented by small f. What is focal length? Focal length is nothing but it is the distance between principal focus and pole of the spherical mirror. Now, let us consider a parallel ray, means a ray which is parallel to the principal axis is incident on the concave mirror. At the point of incidence, we are going to draw the normal. We are going to draw the normal. From where we have to draw the normal? From the center of curvature. This is normal. Then here M is the point of incidence. At the point of incidence, we are going to draw the normal in order to find angle of incidence and also angle of reflection. Now, let us take Lm is incident ray, and when this ray falls on the mirror, this ray undergo reflection and this reflected ray passes through the principal focus. This is reflected ray. And which is incident ray? Lm is incident ray, and which is reflected ray? Mf is reflected ray. Then the angle between the incident ray and normal is angle of incidence, and the angle between the reflected ray and normal is angle of reflection. According to law of reflection of light, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Okay. So, in the figure, Lm is incident ray, Mf is reflected ray, and what is Cm? Cm is normal. In the figure, Lm is incident ray, Next, Mf is reflected ray, and what is Cm? Cm is normal. Okay. Now, Lm incident ray, Mf reflected ray, and Cm is normal in the figure. Now, what we have to derive here? We have to derive the relation between focal length and radius of curvature. So, first we have to use the alternate angles concept. If angle LMC is theta, then MCP is also theta by the concept of alternate angles. Angle LMC is equal to angle MCP. Angle MCP, that is equal to theta, because those are alternate angles. Alternate angles. Okay. Now, what is the angle MFP? What is the angle MFP? That is 2 theta. Why it is 2 theta? So see here, angle LMF and MFP both are alternate angles. Angle LMF, angle LMF is equal to, so what is the angle between LM and MF? That is 2 theta. So what is the angle between incident ray and reflected ray? That is 2 theta. Then angle LMF is 2 theta. And what about MFP? That is also 2 theta. MFP, that is also 2 theta, because those are alternate angles. Those are alternate angles. Now, so in the which right angle triangle there is a focal length? In the right angle triangle FPM, let us assume PM is straight. Let us assume this PM is straight. Then from the right angle triangle, in order to find the focal length, which right angle triangle we have to take here? That is FPM. Let us assume PM is straight. From the right angle triangle FPM, so tan 2 theta is equal to tan 2 theta is equal to tan 2 theta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. So which is the opposite side for 2 theta? That is MP. That is MP. And which is adjacent side for 2 theta? That is PF. That is PF. So let us take, it is equation number 1. This is equation number 1. Then next, let us consider the right angle triangle CPM. In this CPM, radius of curvature is there, because CP is nothing but radius of curvature. In the FPM, focal length is there, because FP is nothing but focal length and CP is nothing but radius of curvature. In order to find radius of curvature, which right angle triangle we have to take? That is CPM. From the right angle triangle CPM, from the right angle triangle CPM, tan theta is equal to so tan theta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. What is opposite side for the theta in the CPM? That is MP. And adjacent side for the theta in the CPM, that is PC. That is PC. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 2. Then for the small angles, tan theta is theta, because for the small angles, sin theta is theta, cos theta is 1, and tan theta is theta. Remember these points. These are very important. For the small angles, sin theta is theta, cos theta is 1, tan theta is theta. For example, sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, tan 0 is 0. Means for the small angle, sin theta can be taken as theta, cos theta can be taken as 1, and tan theta can be taken as theta. What do you mean by tan theta? That is sin theta by cos theta. Sin theta by cos theta. For the small angle, sin theta is theta na, and cos theta is 1. Then theta by 1. Theta by 1, again it is theta. Means for the small angle, tan theta can be written as theta. Then by using the concept of small angles, for small angles, equation 1 and equation 2 can be written as then tan 2 theta can be written as 2 theta, because for the small angle tan theta is theta, means tan 2 theta is 2 theta. 2 theta is equal to mp divided by pf. Then let us take it is equation number 3, and equation 2 can be written as tan theta can be written as theta. Tan theta can be written as theta. Then theta is equal to mp by pc. mp by pc. Then this is equation number 4. Then substituting equation 4 in equation 3, putting or substituting equation 4 in equation 3 means wherever theta is there, that theta can be replaced by equation number 4. So what is theta here? mp by pc. 2 into mp by pc. mp by pc, that is equal to, then what about right hand side of equation 3, that is mp by pf. Then what get cancel here? mp get cancel. Then what we got? 2 by pc is equal to 1 by pf. 2 by pc. 2 by pc is equal to 1 by pf, because mp get cancelled. Now we can write pf is equal to pc by 2. pf is equal to pc by 2. So pf taken to the numerator and 1 taken to the denominator, that is pf by 1. Then pf by 1 is again pf. Here pc taken to the numerator and 2 taken to the denominator, then it is pc by 2. Then what is pf and what is pc? From the diagram, from the figure, pf is focal length, and this focal length can be taken as minus f. Why it is minus f? Because the distance is measured from the pole and which is in the opposite direction of incident light. If the distances are measured in the opposite direction of incident light, those distances can be taken as negative. That is why pf is minus f. And what about pc? pc is minus r. pc is minus r, because distance of the c from the pole is measured in the opposite direction of incident light. So that is why this distance can be taken as negative. Then pc can be taken as minus r. Then substituting these two in this equation, then we will get, so minus of f is equal to minus of r by 2. Then minus minus get cancel, then f is equal to r by 2. Then this is the relation between focal length and radius of curvature. What is the relation here? Focal length is half of radius of curvature, or the radius of curvature is 2 times of focal length. The radius of curvature is 2 times of focal length. So this is the derivation for the relation between the focal length and radius of curvature.